educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell. Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is women dating single fathers, the risks, realities, and rewards. And this is part 2. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive F5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Rizal and I discussed men dating single mothers, the risks, realities, and rewards. The quote of the day is, "Never trust a survivor. My father used to warn me until you find out what he did to stay alive." We are so grateful for our sponsor. We have Emmanuel Church of God in Christ with Pastor Michael Richardson, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Co-hosting with me today is none other than the cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore, that is, aka Biz. Hey, Rizal.
Hey, Lady ReShell.
What's up?
What's going on?
Trying to stay warm here in the Chi.
Ooh, you trying to stay warm, and I'm trying to stay cool.
What's the degrees in Florida?
It was 80 today.
Oh
80, 81, 82, one of the, 81 or 82 today.
Wow.
You see people jogging with their shirts off and dogs out and everything.
Yeah, well, we won't see that for a while.
You got about what, 6 months?
I would say maybe May. We may see some nice weather, maybe. Yeah. But nice for us could be in the 40s. Like, it's not that bad right now. So for us, the 40s could be nice. The 50s could be nice.
Now it has dropped down to the 40s here.
Wow.
It gets cold here.
At night
so
or during the day?
At night, in the morning, yes.
Oh, okay.
It gets cold. But it's going back up now. So it's starting, usually now the mornings are starting about the 60s. So when y'all get that real big cold front, it pushes down and we get it too.
Oh.
But it doesn't go as low as, trying to stay warm type of cold. But, I have like the electric fireplace. I will put that on because I put one in my bedroom and I got one down here and now warm up the little area for the night or the day.
I like your background. It looks nice.
Yes, I've been working on it. Can you see that?
What does it say? As for
me and my house.
Oh, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
And yes. I did the tree myself, and this is what I worked on. To this one, I'm so tired.
Oh, nice.
I worked on that today, so it's going to fill up the wall and wrap around. Wow. So this is going to be my new background here.
Oh, I love it. Well, we have a hot topic today. Hey, Brenda, what's going on, girl? We have a hot topic. We're going to be talking about women dating single fathers, the risks, realities, and rewards. Last week we talked about the men dating single mothers, and the conversation got kind of juicy last week. So I know today is going to be just equally as juicy. And I want to start off with a video so that we can discuss this topic because, we always run out of time.
Are open and looking for single dads.
I have enough nieces and nephews though that I could lie about.
Why we like dads? great question. Glad you asked. They are more stable, more mature, and they're less likely to play games.
All women or just like single women are looking for
60% of single
childless
women are all women.
Oh, okay.
Single women are looking for men with kids because they feel like they are more relatable, more responsible, more committed, more loving.
So they're like
you guys are not.
No, they are toxicas who love baby mama drama.
Not all men with kids come with baby mama drama.
All men with kids come with baby mama drama.
That's hilarious.
Well,
so she feels. Go ahead.
I think two out of three for her, and then the last guy, he gets a thumbs down. Not all men come with baby mama drama.
Well, she feels that women love men who have kids because she feels like they're more committal or ready to commit. They're more understanding because you deal with kids. You know, when you're dealing with kids, you have this softness to you. Sometimes it depends on maybe the age of the child too, because sometimes you need that sternness. But she feels like single women can relate more to men that are fathers. And I think it depends on the age too, because
right. I mean, somebody my age, most of the women who I deal, they already have kids. So it comes as a bonus if I'm a single father, because like I said, I get it. I understand. I know what it is to deal with kids and what you're going through and, you know, what you got to put first before anything, you know, so it becomes a little task, but just to like target, you know, single dads, I necessarily won't say I'm just going to target a single woman with kids. You know, that's no, because you never know where you're going to find love. But just to target single men with kids, that's a little bit strange to me. But hey, to each his own. Cadillac grills.
Like I said, the age and the guy, so that matters. Yeah, it does. I think for a woman too, the age of that woman. If she's younger, she probably won't do it because, especially if she doesn't have any kids. Like, what's the point if you don't have kids and you're not young, you want to wait? Then I would say don't waste your time dealing with someone who has kids. Now, if you're a woman who cannot have kids, then that's a different story. But if you're at a point in your life to where you figure like, I'm waiting to have kids, so why put yourself in a situation with someone who has them?
Well, not necessarily now, because if sometimes some women think if he already have kids and I don't have any kids, he may not want any more kids because he already got kids. So I don't have to worry about that part. And then you get a lot of younger women who go for older men because of, like she said, the maturity part, but because also more than likely they already raised their kids. And if they don't want to have kids, they don't have to do it because that man is done. And I think when some men get to a certain age, you got to start looking at the numbers. When you're 60 or when you're 50 and you now just having a kid, when that kid turned 20 years old, you're going to be like 70. You can't chase or threaten him or her anymore. So, yeah. So a lot of women start to look at that like, oh, he ain't going to want no kids. Woo, thank you, because I don't want to have no kids and we're done. We're set. He could just be my sugar pop.
But if you're at an age to where you don't want to have kids yet, I would say don't date someone with kids. Just wait until you're ready and you find that person and you guys decide, okay, we're going to get married, we're going to have kids. But I feel like in a way you're playing house and you're taking on unnecessary drama that you really don't have to.
Well, and then also it could be for her to take a look at what raising a kid or dealing with kids is all about by dealing with him and his kids. After dealing, you know, these kids these days, she might not even want to have kids. After that, she might not want to bring a kid into this world on how this world. Look at this world. This world is I have to censor my own self. This world is beep up very bad. This generation is messed up very bad. She may not want to do it after seeing how, these kids and they're being raised. And yeah, it could be a deterrent.
I would say one of the risks of dating someone with kids, a guy with kids, you may run the risk of dating a deadbeat dad. They may have kids, but it doesn't mean that they are active in that child's life. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So they may just be using that, to draw women. Yeah, I have kids, and they have nothing to do with those kids. They don't have a real relationship with them, other than maybe the child support check that goes to the mom.
Well, but so how are they a single dad raising single father, raising their kid, the risk, realities, and rewards if the kid is not with them and still with the mom? That doesn't make them a single father.
They still a single father. The kids are still there. They just not doing what they're supposed to do. They still a single father. They have kids. You can't erase the fact that you had kids unless you give up your rights and say, no, I don't want to have anything to do with, you're still a single father. You're just not playing an active role in that child's life. Whether you want to ignore that the child is there or you're choosing not to do anything, you're still a single father.
Okay, so this is where because see, when you say like me, let's take me for an example. I was a single father raising my daughter. She lived with me. It was just me and her against the world. It was just us two. I was a single father who was, trying to date and get back, out there into the dating pool and just trying to just take life day by day at a time. That to me represents being a single father, because when you look at single mom, it's like automatically, okay, she has kids. I'm not saying that there's any deadbeat moms out there, because there is, but more than likely, when you say single mom, she's home with the kids, doing the same thing. So single mom, single father, those two, to me, what I thought like went hand in hand. Not because, okay, I fathered the child. Really, you just a baby daddy who ain't around.
If you're single, you're still a single father. You have the child is still there. You're just not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're single, then you're still a single father. You're just not doing what you're supposed to do. You're still a single. If you have a child and you're not married.
No, I understand you. We might have to look this one up though. We might have to look this one up to see what
they're still the father of
Google,
that child.
What Google say.
They're just choosing not to be active in the child's life. They're just choosing, and they may be just doing the bare minimum, and they're calling them a deadbeat. They could be maybe getting the kids once a month or showing up for birthdays and feeling like, oh, that's enough, popping up with gifts and not really, parenting the child.
I hate to say, but my question is, I wonder which one do women encounter more? Which dad do they encounter more of out there, if that is the case?
I think you have to sit back and observe that person, right? And see what their life is like. If they're telling you that they have kids and if they're leading with that, then you just have to sit back and see with their actions, like what are they doing? Are they spending time with the kids? On social media, do you see them posting themselves with the kids, doing activities? Like, you just have to observe, because people, sooner or later, they can't keep the act up. Whatever they're telling you, their words are not gonna line up with what they're doing.
Yeah, but I still think when the guy says that he's a single dad, he's doing that reasoning what I gave of what I did when he said, I'm a single dad. And I think most men know when they say they're a single dad that they're doing everything, they're taking care of the child, because maybe the mama was cuckoo or whatever, she's not around or something, whatever. So when men say that I'm a single dad, it's like an automatic click, like I'm a single dad because I take care of my child, not a single dad because I'm single, we're not together, and the child, and I'm not in the child's life, and so on and so on. So
Again,
I think
they could be in the child's life, but it's the bare minimum of what they're doing. They're still the child's father, and they could be single. The child doesn't have to live with the father for him to claim he's a single father. He could be co-parenting with the mother. Again, some could be doing the full capacity, and then you have those who do the bare minimum, but they're still a single dad.
we might have to take a poll on that one. That's a good question no,
Whether you disagree.
I'm serious, because I think when men say that I'm a single dad, I'm a single father, that I have I'm in control of my child. I make them go to bed. I fix their food. And so, I do those things what a dad's supposed to do. If any other dad is doing that, I think he's like flying under the radar, and it's very misleading if he's saying that, because we men who say that, it's like a standard that we're setting when we say that we're a single dad, because we're not classified as the baby daddy, because we're doing what we're supposed to do. And we're being there. We're taking care of the child. So it's like, you're not going to take that from me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and you trying to take my title and act like you doing the same thing what I'm doing. Nah. Mm-mm.
A single parent is a person who has a child or children, but does not have a spouse or living partner to assist in the upbringing or support their child. A single father is a father who has dependent children or dependent child who may be widowed, divorced, or unmarried.
See? Which means he's taking care of that child. Single father.
Or unmarried. It doesn't say that this child is living in the household with this parent and you're taking care of it. So it's two. You have a solo dad and you have a single dad. So the solo dad is the one he's solo raising the child himself. He is the parent, and there may not be another co-parent with him raising that child. Whereas a single parent has a child, but they're not together with the other parent.
That's all of America. What's the reward in that?
We could agree to disagree, because I don't want to spend all my time on this.
Okay. Next, but that was good.
Let's see what Brenda said. Yeah, that was. She says, so when a man meets a lady, does he say, I'm a single dad, if the child does not live with him? He doesn't even have to identify as a single dad. He could just say, I have children. If he's not married, then we already know that he's single, a single dad, but he doesn't have to identify as that. Wanda says, single is their relationship status. No. Right, yeah. Single is their relationship status, right? So they say, I'm single, and they have children. Then when you put those two together, what is that? A single dad. A single mother.
But usually if a man is like, you meet a person and they're going to say that I'm single. And then later on the conversation come up about the kids. You don't say I'm single, that I'm single and I got two kids.
You know why? Because it's a double standard. You would say, oh, she's a single mom. But normally you don't hear people saying, oh, he's a single dad. Oh, I met this single mom. She's a single mom with two kids. No, because it's normally referred to when it's a woman, not a man.
Because we get the bad rap.
No, that's not true. The women, no, that's not true.
The women get the bad rap?
A lot of times we do. Because when you think of a woman as a single woman, that means she's raising these, not really, she could have somebody helping her, like the father could be co-parenting with her. But when you think about a single woman, you think about somebody that's alone. She doesn't have any help raising these kids. She doesn't have a spouse. She doesn't have a partner. She's raising these kids. That looks worse than a single dad.
But we don't know because she's a single mom. So you saying that you're a single mom gives me the conclusion that there's nobody in the picture and you're doing this by yourself. But me saying that I'm a single dad, I'm raising these kids and I'm doing it by myself.
That's if you have custody of those kids and you're a solo dad raising these kids by yourself, not a single dad. You're a solo dad, meaning you don't have another partner.
So I should have been introducing myself as a solo dad.
You should introduce yourself as Rizal, and as the conversation goes and the conversation of kids come up, hey, I have this many kids.
But that's what I said earlier.
You don't have to identify as that, but when people refer to you, would refer to the woman, they'll say, oh, that's ReShell, but she's a single mom with 5 kids. Oh, that's Rizal. They're not going to mention Rizal and his 2 kids.
Well, they always going to mention because my daughter was always with me.
What'd you say? I can't hear. No, he had 2 kids. Oh yeah, he does. He has 2 beautiful daughters. How old are they, Rizal?
29 and 19.
29 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Seemed like that went so fast.
Oh man, please. Right now,
okay. What?
Keep the foot on the neck. That's all I'm saying. Just keep the foot on the neck with these kids. They are out of control.
That's why you need the mother and the father. That's why you need both parents in their life to give the kids the balance. Kids need balance, and when they don't have it, then their world is out of whack. So they don't function properly. They really don't. They don't function properly. Let's see what Cadillac has to say, because he wrote a paragraph. He said,
okay, Cadillac.
He says, when you first meet a woman and you like, you don't what? And you like, you don't her, I don't know, about the kids. What? When you first meet a woman and you like, you don't her about your kids until you don't know about the kids.
I think he wanted to say when you first meet a woman and you like her. He was typing fast. That's Cadillac. He was typing fast. I got you. He said what he's saying.
No, he corrected. When you first meet a woman and you don't tell her everything, he just corrected it. I'm sorry. You don't tell her everything about the kids until I guess you get to know that person. She asks most times because some things that can turn a woman off, even when she has kids. Ooh, that was a struggle, Cadillac. Okay, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Okay, well, Brenda said, is that why your beard is white? Yes,
absolutely. The salt and peppers, they drive me bananas, Brenda. You don't understand. A 29-year-old and a 19 who think they know everything. My kids, trust me,
his beard is white from the last time she saw her. She saw him.
I could be playing Santa though, Brenda.
You know what? Okay, Cadillac, can you just
Cadillac, call in, Cadillac. Where's the number?
The number is 708-223-8953. I have no idea. I was trying to get through it with my public school education. But let's play this video really quick.
I don't want to meet the child till I met the other parent first.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to move really that much forward into the relationship until I've met the other parent first, because I don't know what's going on. Until she sits down and sits with, you know what? We are completely over. We got nothing to do with each other.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you. These are the boundaries that I want set for my child. Don't touch my child. If you got a problem, you could call me or the dad.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But before that, you should not be meeting children or you know what I'm saying? Like,
agreed 100%. People who introduce new people, new relationships constantly to the child, like, you guys don't understand the effect that has on your child.
Ooh. Introducing the children into the picture. You already know how I feel on this.
Let's go. Let's dig into this, because I disagree with this young lady.
Why?
Well, first off, I'm not going to introduce you to the other parent. Not as your. Matter of fact, you lucky if you even meet my children. Period. I will tell you about them. If I say I got to go and handle someone, then that's what I got to do with them. But introducing you to the other parent, and then so for the other parent to say, you know what, you could be somebody who I see a future with and want to marry, but yet she's saying, the other parent is saying, I don't like her. I don't want my kid around her. Don't bring her around. So now I'm gonna put myself stuck in the middle between doing what's right for my daughter and not crossing the boundary with my other half who I had the baby with now the person who I want to spend my life with. That's a hard struggle. That will turn your beard white. It might make me grow hair back.
Well, I'm gonna say, if we are serious about each other and we're about to say we're engaged, we're getting ready to get married, the way is planned, and you know that I'm the one. And since I'm going to be around these children, helping raise these children, then you should meet the other parent. I would want to see who this person is that's going to be around my kid. I could care less if you like the other person or not. I'm not here to introduce you to her so that you can like her. I'm letting you know that this is the person I have chose to be with, and she is going to be around these children whether you like it or not. And we can go to court and get everything written, in stone or whatever. Regardless of the situation, you do not get to choose my mate. And because you don't like this person, you deal with that. But guess who's going to be around your kids? This person.
Now, being engaged and about to get married, yes, I would agree with you. Yes, I will introduce you, let that person know this is going to be in the picture. This is going to be helping to raise your child, being a bonus dad or mom or whatever the case. And, this is where I'm at with this person. If you're engaged, yes. But if you just starting off and say this is like the 5th date and you want to meet this person just to see if we're over with, ain't happening.
No, I wouldn't. That's too soon. I don't even know if I want to be with you or not. I wouldn't even want to meet the kids. Like, no, I don't want to meet the kids because I'd be too afraid you're going to try to push the kids off on me or something. Like, ask me to babysit. Like, no, I don't want to meet those kids. Like, no, I don't. And I don't want you to meet mine. Like, no.
Did we ever discuss when is a good time to around what's the time frame of meeting the kids? Did we ever discuss that?
Yeah, and I say wait until you. This is just me. I would say wait until, because sometimes we could do things too soon, and the kids get involved, and now their feelings are all in it, and they get to liking this person, and then you're like, oh no, I'm not into that person, and then they like, what happened? Then they looking at you because they feel like you hopping from person to person when you're just dating, collecting data, and you haven't really decided that you wanted to be with this person. So they should be left out until you guys have decided to make a commitment and you're going to try to take this to the next level.
Now, here's a big question. Let me sit up for this one. If the relationship is over between you and the man or the man and the woman, should the relationship be over with the kids as well?
Look, why? We ain't together. So now I can see, let me say this. If you were like in the house, a stepdad in the house, and you was helping raising these kids, and we had maybe like 10 years in, and y'all built a relationship, that's different. If we was dating and you just got connected with my kids and you think you're gonna hold on to my kids and we're not together, buddy, bye. My kids have loyalty to me, and I would make sure they remember that. Look, no, absolutely not. If he texts you, if he call you, try to give you some money, this and that, absolutely not. These are my babies. And at the end of the day, they're going to have loyalty to their mom.
Now, I told you we're raised in a different generation now, right? Mm-hmm. This is different times.
That's just my baby.
This may be your baby, but this is different times. Now, compared to me, where my daughter was looking for a mother figure because she didn't have her mother anymore, it was totally different. she was clinging to these people. And I wasn't, like, into some of the people she just happened to come, up upon. I might have been downstairs on the porch talking to somebody, not even inviting them in because I didn't want them to meet my daughter. But like I said, my daughter was my sidekick. So she'll come downstairs and now I got to introduce her like, oh, this is such and such. But she always looked for that mother figure after her mother passed. So it became difficult and she would cling to different women. And even today, those relationships stand. But I'm just like, if I have no doing in ties with this person, you don't have any doing in ties with this person.
Kids are so resilient, right? And they are good judge of characters.
They're so gullible.
Yeah, but a lot of times they can tell when people are not right. But if someone treats them good and someone is pouring into them and they're not trying to get back to me, I have to be leery. Because if it's girls and it's a man, and then no, absolutely not. You want to talk to my girls, you come through me. You're not about to be communicating with them. And no, they build like grown women. Ain't no way. You're not about to do it.
But you still have some young kids. Now, most parents, hey, she got a phone. You got the number. You call her.
You ain't calling her on her phone? No, absolutely not. If these are grown, like I'm saying, if we was together and we were in the house and we were married, and these are grown kids and they just have a relationship with the step parent, then that's different, because it could really have been a bond there. But if it's my teenage daughters, my teenage son, and you trying to have a relationship, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna be like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is not happening. We're done. We're over. And it depends on how we end. If we ended as friends, like kind of like we still have like a friendship, you still ain't gonna be using my kids. You're not. Absolutely not.
Wait a minute, what did Cadillac say?
Cadillac said, let me see if I can read it. Cadillac says, now, if you ask, it can happen, but women 95 won't like the other woman for different reasons. That's another's problem.
Is he saying 95%?
No, because he didn't put a percent sign there, so I don't know what he meant.
Women 95. Cadillac, you dating women that's 95? Cadillac, what is you doing out here, Cadillac?
No, I think he meant 9 times out of 10, they won't like the other woman for different reasons, right?
He put a 95.
He probably meant 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like the other person. And that's true. And a lot of reasons why, Cadillac, it could be that they still have feelings for that person. So they're going to try to, if they can throw some shade on it, tell them, I don't like that person for this reason and that reason. And they hoping that person, it won't work with them so they could still have a chance. I mean, it could be that. It could be that they're really not over that person. And no matter percent. Oh, thank you so much for clarifying that, Kelly. He meant to say, but 95% won't like the other woman for different reasons. Okay. So
I told you, I know what Cadillac is saying. I'm there with you, Cadillac. I understand it. No, we got to get Lady ReShell on board to understand.
I'm not going to interpret and throw in my own words, and I need Cadillac to call in or slow down. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me play this other video while we have time.
Ooh, enough.
Cadillac, I appreciate your input.
And Brenda as well.
Yes, Brenda. We're going to play this other video.
Myself about dating a man with kids. Look, here's the deal. For some women, dating a man with kids is a no-go, it's a red flag, and you go the other way. That's fine. But for some women, like I used to be, dating a man with kids is seen as an advantage. Why? Well, the mistake is that you, or rather I, made the assumption that a man with kids is going to be a better partner. So let me say that again. I made the assumption that someone who is a good dad is also going to be a good partner. Here's why that's wrong and it's a mistake. Because people, men and women, can compartmentalize. A man can be kind, caring, empathic towards his child or to anybody else that he chooses to. And he could also be completely lacking in empathy and not caring and really cold and distant and kind of twisted when it comes to the people that he's dating or anybody else in the world. Which means that if he's good to his child, it does not mean he's going to be good to you. Also, if you've probably seen in my other videos, if a person is a narcissist, and they are a parent, that means they have no empathy for anybody, including their kids, which means that no matter how great their actions are towards their children, how good of a seeming father they are, the truth is that they don't actually have empathy towards their children, and they don't have love towards their children, so they're definitely not going to have love towards you. But even if they're not a narcissist, even if somebody is a good parent, it does not mean that they're going to be a good partner necessarily. Click the link in the bio to find out more.
A lot of times we see guys being a good father. You say, oh, he goes out of his way for that child. He shows up, he's there. And you're thinking that's, it could be a potential good mate as well. And then you get with them and you're like, what the hell? Absolutely not.
Right. I actually agree with her. Just because they're a good dad doesn't mean they're going to be a good partner. I agree with her. She's right to start. She had to go through what she went through. But, it's man, you really just don't know a person until you got some time, some real good time in with that person. And hopefully you're just being, friends first before diving into the relationship. But even still with the relationship, you're going to learn a few things. You're going to understand why he was a single dad or she was a single woman for whatever amount of time. Because ain't nobody going to be putting up with that mess nowadays.
Why did it got to be mess? Why it couldn't have been something that the other person did and that person is like, I don't want to put up with that mess. And so they chose to be single.
What you tell me? They should go to therapy, take their time before diving back into the pool.
That's true. I agree.
They should go to therapy and get counseling.
They should. You should heal or be healing before you just dive into another relationship and drag all of that into that relationship and
just making more mess all up in here. Just scattered everywhere with this mess.
This is a good one. Brenda said, I won't date a man with children under 18. My girls are 30 and 40.
I agree with Brenda. 18, trust me, look, I need the kids out the house, Brenda. 18, look, he may not be a kid anymore, but he's still that Negro hanging around the house, sleeping on the couch, doing whatever. So you got to raise that standard, Brenda, from 18 to they got to be out the house because you ain't going to really get no alone time with him.
It's a red flag. Yeah, it's a red flag if they have younger children. She said, my girls are 30 and 40. I will not date a man with babies or children under 18. I agree with that.
I do too.
I agree with that. Yeah, especially if they're really young.
Unless there are certain circumstances and situations where that may not come into play for me though.
Like what?
So had a girl, her baby dad, the father of her children, he passed away. They were young kids and they were good. Luckily I've known her for a while, so getting to know her wasn't a thing. I knew the type of person that she was. But I feel you because now I feel like you're raising it feel like you're coming to like a ready-made family already, and you're coming into, not do one job, which is to love that person, but I have to now love that person, love the kids, which is supposed to be, down the line, like I'm going to love you and the kids down the line, but you're giving me the kids up front kind of right away because you really don't have anybody because the person you was with is now gone. So that's an understandable type of thing for me. But I really, really, really have to be feeling this female in order for me to do that because they under a certain age.
Yeah, Brenda said, okay, out of the house. She wants them to be out of the house.
Yes, there you go, bro. Now we're talking, Brenda.
Yeah.
Out the house when they call, if they coming by. We could be running around there playing naked water gun or something. And, we got person A being on the couch, don't want to get out or, yeah.
I think
out
it's
of the
okay.
house.
I think it's okay to have preferences. If your preference is not to date someone with children, I would say stick to that. I don't care how you think, oh, this is an amazing person and maybe we could have, no, stick to that. Stick to what your preference is because eventually, somewhere down the line, you're going to be regretting it. It's going to cause an issue in the relationship. So, don't waste their time and don't waste your time. If that's what you would like is to date someone with no children or younger children, or you want to date someone with older children, then just do that and be quick to cut it off and not let it drag.
I know what happened to Brenda. Brenda was out there dating that sugar daddy and he had young kids. And Brenda was trying to have some quality time with him. And she was getting hit with the water balloon and all that other stuff. He ain't had no time for Brenda. Brenda, just shake your head if I'm correct. We can see you. All these drones that's flying around. We can see you. Just wave.
I think one of the risks that people may worry about is the ex always having access to the person that you're dating. Like they can, especially if they have kids, they can text them at all hours of the night, interrupt plans if y'all have a vacation plan or a date and something happened with one of the kids, or if they just want to use the kids so that they can be disruptive in your life. Like you have to think about, this person is going to always have access to them. They're going to always be a permanent part of this person's life because they have these kids.
Awesome. Wait till you see my new t-shirt line that's coming out. FDK.
Oh my goodness. I can't.
That's a FDK. And I guarantee everybody is laughing just how you are, but they agree 100%. 100% with that.
I think once you get to a certain age as a parent, I wouldn't say F these Ks, but you let them live their lives and you live yours. You set boundaries and say, hey, mama needs her time, her time to do this.
But that's it, because when they're young, they are some
Brenda says stop.
They are some blockers. They are some blockers when they're young. I'm telling you, that's what happened to Brenda.
That's if you let them.
Little Jojo didn't want to go to sleep up past his bedtime. No good. Well, he got school in the morning up there CBing.
You have to set boundaries with the children too. He has to set boundaries with his ex, and then he needs to set boundaries with the children. Like what I don't like is him allowing the kids to talk to you any kind of way or treat you any kind of way, and then just try to brush it off. Like, no, dude, like control your kids. Like,
but you know what? A woman might have judgment about a guy and how he's raising his kids and the discipline and everything. She might look at him like, nah, one, we ain't never gonna have kids together. Two, he's doing it all wrong. He should be doing this. That kid should be asleep by now, or that kid should be studying, or that kid shouldn't be in grown folks' business. Number one, it's something. She may be turned off by the way that he is doing or raising his kid, and he could be doing the best job that he can. There's no book, there's no guide about parenting, but I'm telling you, there is some judgment from some women about men who are raising their kids. Like you said earlier, you don't want to introduce your kids to a whole bunch of different men. Now he just out there slinging and hanging, and he gotta, bring little girl, his little daughter with him or whatever. Does that make him a bad dad?
Don't be bringing your daughters on the date. No, you find a babysitter or you just don't go. Because I want to get to know you first without these kids. Like, no. And it would be a red flag for me if the guy is like, oh, I want to meet your kids. No, let me initiate that. Like, no, I don't want you meeting kids. Because I don't even know.
But more than likely, you're talking about, oh, well, let me check in with the kids. Let me see. Let me make sure. Because the kids is going to be calling anyway. They're going to be doing their job, a CBN, talking about, mommy, what time you coming home? Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy this, mommy that.
You take care of the kids before you leave. If it's somebody that I've been maybe on a couple of dates or we've been dating for a while, then they'll know about the kids. So they're not going to be thrown off if, excuse me, if the kids were to text me or I have to call them. But if it's somebody new, you should have that under control so you can go on a date and concentrate on that person. If an emergency comes up, then you step away and take care of the emergency. But I'm not about to sit there and tell you about the life of my kids and what they did today. And this is not about them. This is about you and I getting to know each other and me trying to figure out if I want you to be in my life long enough to even meet these kids. I'm not about to put my kids through no drama for somebody who is not going to be there and you're not. Yeah, that's a waste of my time. That's why these kids acting out. That's why they act out a lot too, is because we're not covering them. We're supposed to cover them. We're supposed to protect them from things. And we're too busy really trying to still live our lives, which we're supposed to, but
see, look, here we are talking about the kids. We're supposed to be talking about the fathers, the risks, realities, and rewards. It's always them kids get some type of not something, they just slip themselves right onto everything. It's them no kids or
Brenda capitalized, no kids on a date. I agree. Now, if it's something, he has kids, I have kids, and we say, hey, we're going to do a kid, bring the kids along. Maybe,
but that's a man. Look, a man know that if he good with the kids, exactly, he gonna be good with you. That is his gateway into your heart, is to win over the kids.
Not necessarily, because if I'm not feeling you and I'm about to weed you out, then guess what? I'm about to tell these kids, hey, mama is not about to see him no more. Like, mama don't like him because of XYZ. So guess what? And they're gonna be like, okay, well, we don't like him either.
They're gonna be like, but why? Especially if he's fun and funny and he's bringing gifts. Why, mama? Why you don't want to see him anymore? He brought us X-My. He did this. He plays. He played whatever Madden. He.
That's a setup.
And you're gonna be looking at him like, oh man, he's a good dad. Look at that. They getting along. Little JoJo is so happy and smiling.
That's how kids get groomed, and that's how they get sexually assaulted. That's how people, men and women, be having sex with these kids for years, and the kids be scared to tell their parents because someone groomed them, because someone was nice to them, because someone brought them a toy. That no, you're not about to. No, you're not. So I'm gonna be sitting behind bars, baby. So I'm cutting it off.
Now, if you sit behind bars, then that means now I gotta take the kids, because who gonna take care of you?
My kids have daddies. They don't need a daddy. You're not there for the kids. You're there for me as a companion for me, not for the kids. So I think people get that misconstrued, like, oh, she just want a daddy. No, I don't. They have a daddy. I don't need you to be their daddy. You is companion for me, not for the kids. Not for the kids. Oh, let me see what Brenda said. She said, I think the two of you should have a live conversation. I'm retired now, so I'll be there. Oh, okay. Wait until the weather breaks. That would be nice. That would be nice, Brenda. Do a live show and invite the audience to the show. That would be nice. We should think about doing that, Rizal. We can make a big event. A relationship.
I'll come out there, as long as it ain't cold, I'll come out there to the Shy.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, Brenda. Thank you. I like that. All right, Rizal. Time is winding down, so.
It was good. Yet again, I see where we got as many views as we did. It was good. You think that people actually look at our show and show clips from our show of what we talk about and then do a show about it?
Yeah, because I do the same thing. That's how I get my topics. I go watch other people's shows, their clips, and then I get an idea and say, let's do a show on this. Absolutely. So, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So I got to make sure that I break this show up into different reels so that people could share it. Because the last one was 370 something views. So let's double that number. You guys share the show, like the show. Someone needs to get this information because somebody thinking about dating a single father and they may want to know what the risk, rewards, and reality of it is. And all you got to do is be kind and rewind.
Are you dating a single father, a solo father? What was the other categories? I didn't even know it was this many categories.
Single and solo. I need some words of wisdom, Rizal, so I can wrap this up.
Yes, you have more than enough strength to deal with whatever comes up today.
I love it. My words of wisdom are stay single until someone actually compliments your life in a way that makes you better not being single. If not, it's not worth it. So join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting with me today is Rizal, a.k.a. Biz. Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time.
This edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.